Chapter 14 of The Peaceful Sparks. Mrs. Murdo was really worried because she didn't know where Lena was. She asked some people, but they didn't know, and she only found out where she was later that night when she found the note that Lena left her in her book. Then Mrs. Murdo was like, "Can't we send someone after her?" Then the doctor said, "They've had a whole day's head start, so no one could catch up to them, even if you found someone who wanted to go." Mrs. Murdo then told Torin when he asked her where Lena was the next morning, and she told him. He was absolutely furious that Lena went and he didn't want to go. And then Dr. Hester's like, "Torin, calm down." He's like, "No, I hate all of you cave people. Why do you have to come here and ruin everything?" And he went off in a tantrum. Torin then goes like stomping down the path, like super mad at like everyone because the cave people, the Emberites, have to stay here for like another couple months. And eventually he finds himself in the tomato patch. He started wishing he had one of the bombs from the old days. He'd just be like, bam, bam, and the Emberites are gone forever. He's so mad he saw some crates of tomatoes lying nearby, and without thinking, he picked a tomato up, threw it at the wall, and went splat. He's like, "Oh, this feels great." Splat, 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 splat. Until he realized he had thrown 2 whole crates of tomatoes, and the farmers who had harvested those tomatoes would be pretty pissed. Mrs. Murdo then tells Dune that Lena has gone off and she hopes to be back within 2 to 3 days. Then Mrs. Murdo voices her worries because Casper said he wouldn't be back for a couple of months. Dune, after hearing this, trudges towards the tomato field lost in thought. Therefore, he doesn't notice the tomato mess and the broken shed window until he gets there, and his team leader, Chugger, was raging about all the wasted tomatoes. He's like, "Who would do this?" And he's like, "Oh, well, this all started when you people came here." And the Emberites are like, "What? No, we wouldn't waste food." And then Torin comes along. He's like, right, he's like, "I saw who did it." And Chugger's like, "Who? Who did it?" And Torin looks through the cloud, finding someone to blame, and he sees Dune, and he's like, "He did it!" And Dune is just standing there, shocked. And all the other Emberites are like, "What? No, Dune? No, he couldn't have. He wouldn't." And then Chugger sees him and is like, "Why would you do this?" And Dune's like, "What? No, I didn't do it. That boy's lying." Chugger's like, "Why would he come all the way to lie about this?" And Dune's like, "I don't know." Chugger's like, "I'm going to be keeping a special eye on you." And Dune's like, "But I didn't do it." And Chugger's like, "Well, Torin said you did, and I trust him because he's one of us." And the chapter ends.